Saturday at the Monstore. Games Day. They got everything going on here. Some Blood Bowl. Pandemic. Is this Pandemic?
Alright.
No.
This is
The first thing I'm going to do is...
Nice.
Space Pirate.
Oh, Space Pirates?
Amazon, Space Pirate Amazon Ninja Pack.
Awesome.
2 plus 5.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I like the illustrator, Phil Fogville. He's awesome.
Steve Jackson, yeah, he made
Steve Jackson.
Munchkin, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was the art's by Phil Fogville.
I like the art.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Nice.
He also does Girl Genius.
Sweet. Whose Blood Bowl team is that?
That's the Cincinnati Mace.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so I gotta do
Blake
this.
face. Some humans. Got Bill's Chaos Dwarves here. Nice. And let's check out the 40K table. Pretty sweet, man. I don't know if that building's up to code. Let's take a look at the lava details here. Nice. Soak it all in. Yes.
Do you have the bits? I just give you a drill. If you forgot it, I swear to God.
I'm trying to film here.
I'm gonna go shut you up one side.
Alright. I guess let's take a look at Bill's Super Dungeon Explorer. Focus, piece of crap, camera. So that's the Barbarian.
Oh, and I need.
She went blonde.
I need one of these chicks back to pick up the.
Oh, he did the eyes perfectly on this.
That's pretty good for.
This is my favorite guy of all time.
And then he's my.
And so we're gonna. Oh, look at the Fire Mage.
You can put that anywhere on my half of the board. But remember to hit the scatter.
So he's got a work in progress, and it looks pretty damn amazing, I must say. Pretty damn amazing. Then we have some Malibu going on here. Looks like a brawl, or what do they call it now? Shindig, shoot up, I don't know. Best troop got ever.
Oh, yeah.
I guess in the Shindig you can play all the masters you want. Because we got May Fang, Sonya Crid.
Yeah, dude, it's a it's a whole shindig, dude.
Yeah, nice. Nice. So what else versus Amazon proxies? Look what I got. Look you! Here's his work here. So Shears, you did this all with her starts? Her starts molds, or?
Yeah, these are all her starts molds.
Nice.
I made it for SoCal SmackDown.
Neither is she, but
This is freaking amazing, man. So this is gonna happen. Good work. Good work there.
it's like a, imagine like a video game, and that's why they call it 8-bit, 16-bit, super.
Laura, you should just play right now.
Yeah, it's real easy to learn.
How many people?
You play a
Up to-
party game.
Yeah, it's
Five?
Up to 5. So actually, we can get 3 people as heroes playing against the console. So
This is, yeah, we're gonna have to play this.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna have to do this. Super Dungeon Explorer. This is.
And we're
Alright.
exploring a dungeon.
We're exploring a dungeon. So the goal is to spawn the boss.
Right.
Kill the boss.
So like a video game, but
Yeah.
Yeah, there's mini bosses.
Very much a video game.
Just Lemming, don't break the game. Just don't break it.
Give some kitty.
No! No! Rory,
Did Roy bring his?
yes, he has a candy cola. It's unpainted
and
though.
you're only one person.
I think it's unpainted. Yeah. You get to choose your class.
Unfortunately, I have finished. I was. if you were to attack somebody, exactly, use 3 blue ones, and the way that they all look, you see that the greens are the best. The blues are the most basic.
That guy just waved at me. I have no clue who he is. What's going on?
Reds are pretty good. But
Let's watch Phil hench. We're filming this.
So if you land on this,
right. So for example, if you've got, if you're going up against, well, how about
Pick a dude.
yeah? Let's say that you're going up against a gouger, and you are next to him, and you're gonna whack him with something. There, this is gonna take forever.
And focus. You goddamn camera. Anyways, all this is coming at us. Okay. All that is coming at us.
Well, that is waiting right there for you to come up the stairs.
But we have a bear.
you just hop along.
So
The year is 1870. After the discovery of element 270 by Lord Sturgeon, a strange and mysterious element that could change the properties of all materials, the mighty nations are at war using this new element to construct massive war engines. Lord Sturgeon has since retreated in Antarctica. Dr. Orlington of the Federated States of America and a small regiment lead the search for this mad scientist and encounter armed combatants of the Empire of the Blazing Sun. Our cameras were there live to catch the action. Hey guys, Hereticu here with a special Dystopian Legions battle report. Sorry about all that drama at the beginning, but I just had to soak in the ambiance, the fluff of this game. Is so amazing. Now I'm not the best voice actor, so my apologies for that. So we're doing a battle between the Federated States of America, that's me in the foreground there, versus Empire of the Blazing Sun. Just your basic box set. So it's 100 points on the nose, which is nice. The box sets all come out to an even 100 points, so you can just crack the box open and start playing right away. And so I'm playing against the Empire of the Blazing Sun. You might recognize his force from the Ebonstar channel. So it's double YouTube channel here. Right now we're just going over the initial setup. Now I'm going to have to warn you guys that this was my first ever game, and I think this is his second ever game. So I can't really provide a lot of insight here. And the store was so noisy that you can't get much from if I let the audio run on the camera. But basically, you see me activating. See, those are my scouts. So I chose for them to go first, and they ran up. So, anyways, what I was trying to say is that because we're both new and we probably made a lot of mistakes, I don't know if you can get much out of this video. Maybe just an idea or an inkling if this might be a game for you. So what I've done is I've sped up the footage, and you're just gonna have to listen to me ramble. So first turn is not much happening. We're just going through our activations and positioning our troops. So not much going on there. I will say that the system uses sort of an interesting mechanic where you can see those white cards near the patch of trees. You have to write down the names of your units, and then you pick an order of how they're going to activate. Now this game, much like Dystopian Wars, you activate a unit at a time, and it's alternating activations. So there's some thought as the game progresses on the order in which you assign your cards. If you want your lieutenant to go first and issue an order, or if you want your snipers, because they're in perfect position, to go first. And you also use these event cards. I don't know. Are they called event cards? I don't know. They're just called cards. And the first one I used was basically a run move on my buffalo hunters that moved into the forest. A special card that allowed them to move through terrain without hindrance, so I double moved. So you see a lot of run orders going on here in this first turn. So like I said, okay, sorry about that. Random text message ruining my train of thought here. So as we go into this first turn, as you can see, both forces pretty much colliding in the middle. Oh, that's right. I should mention that at 100 points we have a single objective, which is the center of the table there. So there's going to be, the inevitable clash of forces towards the middle. Now, studying up on my guys a little bit, looking at their stat card, they are effective at about 8 inches. At least the standard federal infantryman is. So I want to be in that kind of sweet spot of 8 inches, but I do know a little bit. I know that he's running Shinobi, and they're pretty deadly in combat, so I want to get in close, but I want to be able to stave off, his force is basically going to want to go into melee against me, and so that's going to be an interesting engagement. So I figure I'll probably get only maybe one round of shooting before I'm engaged, because in this game you can actually move your forces pretty quickly with run moves and charge moves as well. As I get another text message. So here's some more footage. It looks even more shaky. I was trying to adjust the wow, stop text messaging me, people. Just trying to get the tripod set up correctly. As you can see, that is Lieutenant Kozo moving in between the two houses there, or Lieutenant Kozo, I don't know, it's this guy named Kozo. And I respond by I want to meet his flank on. I know what he's going to do is try to bait me in the middle and then flank me with his special character. Also, he's got a nice, you notice that smoke screen, that little gray template in front of his guys. That's Shinobi doing their shenanigans by throwing smoke bombs. So that is going to be a problem for my buffalo hunters. He's screening them off. And as you see, he orders a run move. And I think this time he played a special card that actually made them move even further. So he's really just pushing the attack, and he's claiming the center of the board right now which is pretty deadly. So it looks like the engagement's going to get pretty bloody. What did I say? Bloodly? That doesn't make sense. And those shinobi are really useful. I mean, that smoke screen is giving my buffalo hunters all kinds of problems there. So there's me activating my my little federal infantryman unit there. Here's a question to people that might be watching this. I don't know if you can sit through all of this, but if you get to this part, I have a question for the more experienced players. I mounted my sergeant on the bigger base, and I'm not sure if that's correct. If I need to change that, let me know. But anyways, moving on back to the battle, we have our first engagement here. I was checking in range. I was just out of range band 1 for the most part. So I've got my special weapon, that is the Orlington light machine gun, in position. If you look towards the water fountain, you can see that 4 guys are in position to fire, but they are in range band 2. Now, what's interesting about this game is when you are outside your effective range, the color of your dice will change. So in range band 1, for example, the Orlington light machine gun has 4 blue dice. 4 blue dice are different than, say, 4 black dice. 4 blue dice allows you to count any 6s as 2 hits, which means a lot in this game, because in order to do any type of wounds, you have to get past their injury rating, so you need multiple hits. This game doesn't use armor like 40k or something like that. In a lot of ways, it's like Dystopian Wars, where you have the damage rating and the critical rating. In this game, you have your injury rating and your kill rating. So, you need a certain amount of hits, and then the squad actually starts taking wounds. So, being in range band 2 made a difference. You see me rolling black dice there. That meant that, I need 4, 5s, or 6s, but 6s don't mean anything. They don't equal double hits. And so, I think in this first round of shooting, nothing much happened, but, oh no, I got a guy. So you pumped in enough shots to probably do 4, maybe 5 hits on that. It's kind of hard to see the dice from here. So, Federation of America draws first blood, and here we see me charging in with the scouts. Now, wasn't sure what to do with scouts, really. They're more, I thought they were more melee, and more of a melee type unit. They do have 2 melee attack dice for their melee, or what's called MAD. But they have a model for revolver that isn't too bad either. What I should have done was maybe done bear trap. I don't know. Looking back on this battle, I didn't. It's hard when you're playing at the game store to kind of sit down and absorb this material, especially your first time using them. But I hope you guys can bear with me as I learn this game. First melee engagement of the game. So I charged my scouts right in there, just trying to do some early damage and try to tie up his unit of Ashigaru, and maybe even draw out the lieutenant, or that special character Kozo, as he's called. I'm not sure if that's his actual name, but I had a feeling that he's pretty impactful. I mean, he looks like a pretty imposing guy right there as he charges one of my scouts. Now here we actually made a mistake. Kozo rolled his melee attack dice, and when it came to injury rating, I looked up my life points instead of injury rating. And so Kozo did a number of hits, but actually he didn't do enough to cause a wound. He needed 4 hits. I think he did 3 at this time. And so we removed the character, and then we were trying to figure out, whether or not I failed my morale check, and all that happened, and it was all moot at the end because I had to put him back. So after rechecking, we put my guy back. So I got my scout back, which is pretty awesome. So they were sort of able to hold off the Ashigaru and drew out his lieutenant at the same time, which I thought was a good deal. Because I had, if you can look by right between the fountain and the house right there, I've got Dr. Orlington, and he had this special card. I had this special card in my hand that actually kind of boosted the number of attack dice for Dr. Orlington's gun. So kind of licking my chops here, because I'm thinking, well, he's going to eventually grind through my scouts. As you can see here, he's pushing into them, and that's going to be more attacks, and pretty soon they're going to go down. But if I time this right, I should have Dr. Orlington and the majority of my federal infantrymen right there. So as you see, he wipes them out according to plan. And now I've got a nice shooting trap there. I've got the Buffalo Hunters in position. I've got the federal infantrymen down the middle, and I got Dr. Orlington. So what I need now is some key activations. So after he destroyed my my scouts in melee, he got a consolidation move. Wasn't what he wanted, so he kind of pulls back. And so I start by using my lieutenant and just taking a couple of pot shots. So you just do some damage there. I don't think anything happened. Kind of not truly understanding the injury rating versus your attack dice. And now you can see his shinobi moving up, doing their shenanigans, throwing smoke bombs. And so I've got Buffalo Hunters trying to pick off some Ashigaru off to the flank, though. So the Buffalo Hunters were in good position there. And now comes the firing squad. This is pretty much where the game had come to its climax. So I got him to go for the kill trap. He fell for the trap, and now I'm just unleashing all, Winchester rain of bullets fire. I think I even added a special card. I think it was called like Hot Lead or something, which added even more attack dice to that roll. And just really trying to get after his units, because in this particular scenario, only units can score. So if I take out the shinobi and the Ashigaru, then I've pretty much got things locked up, because I can have my Buffalo Hunters on the wing kind of run in and score last minute. What I was really worried about is his shinobi countercharging my infantrymen as we go into the next turn. I know it's sped up. I'm doing this at about 4 times, and I used another card to kind of bump my attack dice color. So I'm going with red attack dice on all these guns. So with red, it's pretty crazy. Red in the Dystopian Legion's rules, red dice, a 6 counts as a double hit like a blue dice, but it also counts as a reroll, so you get to reroll it again. So I think this is the part of the battle where I pretty much, I wipe out his Ashigaru. And now, so my plan basically came to fruition, which kind of made me happy there. That was pretty awesome, just throwing it, a bunch of dice at his guys and watching them, just melt under that lead storm. But here he is charging in with Kozo, and Kozo doing his damage in melee. Now I start pulling Orlington back because what I figure is going to happen is Kozo and probably the lieutenant there, or the sergeant, I don't know if that's a lieutenant or sergeant, I think it says lieutenant, kind of whack away at my infantrymen and play a war of attrition. If I could time this right, I could get Orlington in a good position to just unload his, his cranking snub Gatling guns on, his characters. But I'm still worried about those shinobi, because basically I'm pretty much content with losing my infantrymen. I need those buffalo hunters to survive and win the battle between, the shinobi. So I start taking shots at them, but it's hard to do with the smokescreen. And he plays some card that boosts their movement like crazy. I think he gets like 3 inches added to his move at this point, and really surprised that he didn't go for the buffalo hunters. He went right for Doc O at this point, which was, actually he went for my lieutenant at this point. And then I got to see the power of shinobi in melee. So he had like D3 plus his normal move, and then when you declare a charge, you get an extra D3, and you see him in position rolling all those red dice, and damaging the crap out of my lieutenant. I call him Lieutenant Booker after Bioshock. You Bioshock fans out there will know what the hell I'm talking about. Anywho, getting back to the game, we're getting towards the end here, and it's looking like it's going to be a draw. If he gets rid of my scoring units, I get rid of his scoring units. Basically, no one can score, and you get a draw, and fun will be had for everyone. But I do like, you can't see it right too closely there, but I do have Dr. Orlington right behind that tree, and if things work out right, I can position him after the shinobi dispatch my lieutenant to unload, unholy hell on those little ninjas. They have this special ability where you have to roll to shoot them. You have to take a command check on blue dice. Didn't really play much of a factor. I was able to pass every time, but it was still something to consider. These shinobi are pretty darn deadly. That's something I have to take a note of next time, is that if I can concentrate fire on the shinobi, do so. If they leave themselves open, if they forget to throw down that smoke screen, just blast away at them and get them out of the game as soon as possible. It's pretty imperative. That being said, though, I was pretty impressed with my lieutenant being able to take all those attacks. I mean, he's throwing red dice and he's getting a lot of hits. The lieutenant's injury rating is 4, and he has 3 life points, so that's pretty durable in this game. I mean, as I started to watch the game unfold, I started to realize that characters here are pretty darn durable, even against melee specialists like the shinobi there. So you see Kozo kind of just cleaning up and killing my guys there, or what's left of them. Pretty brutal fight as I passed my command check or morale test. I don't know if it's command check, morale test. It's whatever I had to take from taking casualties. Yeah, at any rate, as you can see, it's still anyone's game here. the middle is not claimed by either force, and it looks like my federal infantrymen are just, they're going to be dead by the end of this game. That's Orlington passing his command check to shoot at the shinobi, and then I go ahead and play that special card. I don't have it in front of me right now, but it basically adds attack dice to his already pretty massive 3 blue. I think I went with hot lead, so I added like 4 black to this, and I want to unleash and just destroy as much as possible. Just kill those shinobis. I think their injury rating is 3, so they're pretty. Oh yeah, so you can see my blue dice and black dice going at there. Maybe I rolled too much. It says here snub Gatling gun is 3, and I rolled 4 dice, so I think I just caught a mistake. As I look up Dr. Orlington, he has ×2 snub Gatlings. Guys, if that means I get to roll 6 blue, that would be amazing. I think that's wrong. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up again. First game, and really we're just talking about my first impressions of the game. So as the game's kind of winding down, Dr. Orlington was able to take out 2 shinobi, and the last of them failed his command check. So he is retreating. So pretty much at this point, my opponent, the Ebonstar, decided to basically concede. We're just kind of wrapping things up, and so I can end the game with an inevitable victory by the Federated States. So my first game, my first victory, pretty cool. Thoughts on the game? I think it's pretty interesting. I think it'll get the the issuing commands and the kind of developing the order of activations, writing those down. I think in larger scales, it'll be more thought will be needed by anyone playing the forces, but it is a very entertaining game. I do love the background, as you can tell by my cheesy battle report and intro. I'm looking forward to getting some more units and kind of building up. And yeah, overall, I'm fairly impressed. I mean, I am a fan of Spartan games. Is it the best game I've ever played? No, but I mean, it's Dystopian Wars. It's the skirmish level of Dystopian Wars, and it's just such a great background. And they've done a pretty good job with the models, and just kind of getting. If I were to rate this, I would say as far as developing a narrative, I do like that there are some cinematic moments, and there are just moments where just a firing squad just unleashes holy hell on those Empire of the Blazing Sun Ashigaru, and that was just kind of an amazing moment as they fell for the trap and everything like that. Criticisms about the game. It's kind of hard. The way the rulebook's written is, it's pretty hard to get to the sequence. I'd actually suggest that you go through I think there's a special towards the back. There is a page that goes through the order in which you do things. Can't find it now. That's one of my problems with the rulebooks. It's hard to find stuff, but I could be just an idiot. Actually, that's probably more of the case that I am used to sort of a natural. It'd be nice if they started, the rulebook like, okay, this is the first phase, this is the second phase, and go into details there. It's sort of not put together in that way. They talk about the dice and cards, then they talk about, you know, how to hire things, and then they start getting into the phases of the game. So at first I was unclear on how the order of the phases go. Avast, I found it. It is called The Sequence of Play, and it's on page 32 on your Quick Play Rule book. Actually, that's I would start there. It's actually a pretty good place to start, and then start absorbing each phase. Anyways, that's about it to say. You can see that the Federated States of America it killed everything except for his 2 characters, and we would have scored. So he conceded, and victory for America. That's right, victory for America. So I'll see you guys in the next whatever I decide to do. Hope you enjoyed this battle report. Blah blah blah. See you next time.